He has sold more than 170 million albums worldwide. He became one of the most recognizable figures in country music history. Even people who never followed country music knew the name Garth Brooks. At the height of his fame, he walked away from the spotlight on his own terms. Years later, he returned and proved he could still sell out stadiums across America. So how did a man with that kind of legacy end up surrounded by controversy at the age of 63? Why is he facing a major lawsuit, criticism over his Nashville bar, backlash from longtime fans, and rumors about leaving the United States altogether? This is not the story of one isolated incident. It is the story of multiple controversies colliding at the same time, creating the most difficult chapter of Garth Brooks' career. In October 2024, a lawsuit filed in Los Angeles sent shockwaves through the entertainment industry. The complaint came from a woman identified in court documents as Jane Roe. According to the filing, Roe had worked as a hairstylist and makeup artist for both Garth Brooks and his wife, Trisha Yearwood. She had reportedly worked with Yearwood since 1999 and later joined Brooks' personal team in 2017. The lawsuit alleged that Brooks took advantage of Roe during a period when she was facing serious financial difficulties. Her legal filing included accusations of sexual harassment, assault, and emotional manipulation. One of the claims involved a 2019 trip to Los Angeles for a Grammy tribute event. Roe alleged that Brooks booked a hotel suite with only one bed and later assaulted her inside the room. Another allegation described an incident at Brooks' home where she claimed he behaved inappropriately after coming out of the shower. The accusations quickly became headline news across the country. But before Roe publicly filed her lawsuit, Brooks had already taken legal action himself. In September 2024, he filed a separate lawsuit in Mississippi under the name John Doe. Brooks claimed Roe was attempting to extort him for millions of dollars. He denied all accusations and said paying money would have been equal to admitting guilt. The legal battle soon became extremely complicated. Brooks' legal team tried to move the California case to Mississippi, while Roe's attorneys argued that the move was designed to silence her publicly. A federal judge later denied Brooks' request to dismiss the California case. As the months passed, the situation only became more intense. By early 2026, both sides had requested jury trials, meaning the case was far from over. Every new court filing created another wave of media attention. For Brooks, the controversy threatened more than his career. It challenged the public image he had spent decades building. To understand why the situation became so massive, it is important to understand just how successful Garth Brooks truly was. Born on February 7, 1962, in Tulsa, Oklahoma, Brooks grew up in a blended family filled with music. His mother had been a country singer who once recorded for Capitol Records. The family regularly hosted talent nights at home, where every child was expected to perform. Brooks learned to play guitar and banjo, while also focusing heavily on sports during his younger years. At first, music did not seem like his future. He played football, baseball, and track during high school, and originally appeared more interested in athletics. But eventually, performing took over his life. He began playing small bars and clubs across Oklahoma, before moving to Nashville in pursuit of a recording career. His first attempt failed, forcing him to return home temporarily. After graduating from Oklahoma State University with a degree in advertising, Brooks gave Nashville another try in 1987. This time, he stayed. What separated Brooks from other country singers was his energy on stage. While many country artists performed traditionally, Brooks turned concerts into massive arena-style productions. He ran across stages, used elaborate lighting, smashed guitars, and brought rock concert intensity into country music. His self-titled debut album arrived in 1989 and launched his rise to fame. Then came No Fences in 1990, one of the best-selling country albums ever made. In 1991, Rope in the Wind became the first album in history to debut at #1 on both the country chart and the Billboard 200 simultaneously. The success was unprecedented. By the mid-1990s, Brooks was filling stadiums on a level country music had never seen before. His 1997 Central Park concert reportedly drew close to 1 million people. Over the years, he broke countless records. He became the only artist in history to release 9 Diamond-certified albums. He won Grammy Awards, Country Music Association Awards, and American Music Awards. He entered both the Country Music Hall of Fame and the Songwriters Hall of Fame. Worldwide album sales eventually surpassed 170 million copies. Garth Brooks was no longer just a country star. He had become one of the most commercially successful recording artists in music history. In March 2024, Brooks and Trisha Yearwood officially opened their long-awaited Nashville venue, Friends in Low Places Bar and Honky Tonk. Located in downtown Nashville on Broadway, the venue was enormous. The 4-story building featured live music stages, rooftop space, event areas, restaurants, and exclusive sections for members. Brooks spent years developing the project. He often described his vision publicly, saying he wanted visitors to feel welcomed and safe. He repeatedly emphasized classic country music and a true honky-tonk atmosphere. But after the grand opening, online reviews painted a different picture. Customers complained about high drink prices, hidden entertainment fees, and cashless payment policies. Some visitors also criticized the music selection. Several reviews claimed the venue played pop and dance music instead of classic country songs. People reported hearing artists like Flo Rida, Whitney Houston, and the Cranberries rather than the traditional country sound Brooks had promised. Some guests said the bar felt more like a nightclub than a Nashville honky-tonk. Not every review was negative. Many visitors praised the live bands, the energy, and the overall atmosphere. Still, the criticism spread rapidly online during the same period. Brooks was already facing legal scrutiny. For someone whose reputation depended heavily on authenticity, the backlash created another public relations problem. Long before the lawsuit emerged, Brooks had already angered a large section of his fan base. The controversy started in 2023 during the nationwide backlash surrounding Bud Light. At the time, the beer company faced boycotts after partnering with transgender influencer Dylan Mulvaney. Many conservative consumers turned against the brand, including some country music fans and artists. When Brooks discussed his upcoming Nashville bar during a public event, he stated clearly that every beer brand would be served there, including Bud Light. Then he made a comment that quickly went viral. Brooks said everyone was welcome at his bar as long as they came with love and respect. He added that people who could not do that could simply go somewhere else. The reaction was immediate. Some longtime fans accused him of becoming woke. Videos appeared online showing people throwing away Garth Brooks albums and merchandise. Social media exploded with criticism. Political commentators joined the conversation, and the backlash became national news. But Brooks refused to back down. During a Facebook live stream, he defended diversity and inclusiveness, saying those values had always been important to him. Supporters praised him for taking a stand. Critics felt betrayed. The controversy mattered because country music's traditional fan base leaned heavily conservative. Many of the people who supported Brooks for decades disagreed strongly with his position. For the first time in years, cracks began appearing in his relationship with part of his audience. As the controversies grew, reports emerged describing the emotional toll on Brooks personally. Sources close to him claimed the stress became overwhelming. According to reports, Brooks struggled with sleep problems, elevated stress levels, and major anxiety as media coverage intensified. Friends reportedly noticed physical changes caused by the pressure. Unlike criticism over music or business decisions, the lawsuit attacked Brooks' identity as a husband, entertainer, and public figure. For decades, he built a reputation as a trustworthy family man. The allegations threatened that image directly. Throughout the turmoil, Trisha Yearwood remained publicly supportive. She appeared beside Brooks during performances and public events, signaling unity despite growing speculation. However, Yearwood's name also became connected to the legal situation after Rose's attorneys claimed she knew about certain alleged behaviors. That claim created additional pressure on the couple. During the same period, Brooks also mentioned the possibility of buying a home in Ireland. What initially sounded like a casual conversation quickly fueled rumors that the couple wanted distance from the controversy surrounding them in America. Although the current situation is the most serious crisis of Brooks' career, it is not the first time he faced public controversy. Back in 1999, Brooks shocked fans by creating a fictional rock star alter ego named Chris Gaines. The character came with a fake backstory, dark hairstyle, and an entirely different musical style. The project confused many fans and critics. Although the album sold reasonably well, the experiment became one of the most mocked moments in country music history. Years earlier, Brooks also faced criticism when a music video for the Thunder Rolls was banned by country television networks because of its violent domestic abuse themes. Brooks defended the video, saying it reflected real-life issues people should not ignore. He also famously clashed with NBC before performing the national anthem at the 1993 Super Bowl. At one point, Brooks reportedly walked out during negotiations over a music video dispute before eventually returning to perform. Even his resistance to streaming services became controversial later on. For years, Brooks refused to place his catalog on platforms like Spotify because of disagreements over artist compensation. That decision limited younger audiences' access to his music during the streaming boom. Each controversy eventually faded, and Brooks' career survived them all. But together, they revealed a pattern. Garth Brooks consistently stood by his beliefs, even when it created backlash. Sometimes that determination strengthened his reputation. Other times, it damaged it. As of early 2026, Garth Brooks remains one of the most recognizable names in music. He continues performing, appearing at concerts, events, and public celebrations despite the controversy surrounding him. Financially, Brooks remains extremely successful, with an estimated net worth around $400 million. But the real threat is not financial. The larger issue is his legacy. For decades, Brooks represented more than commercial success. He symbolized family values, generosity, and authenticity to millions of fans. Now, that image faces its greatest challenge. The lawsuit continues moving through the legal system, and every new development keeps the story alive in the media. Meanwhile, debates over his political comments, bar controversy, and public image continue dividing audiences. Some fans remain fiercely loyal. Others feel deeply disappointed. No matter how the legal case ends, the controversies of recent years have already changed public perception around one of country music's biggest legends. What happens next may ultimately define the final chapter of Garth Brooks' extraordinary career.